Alright, okay. In this video, I will be discussing the red flags in a relationship. Those things that when you notice them in your relationship, you make haste while sunshine to resolve them immediately before it becomes detrimental to your relationship. Those are the things I'll be discussing, and it's about 8 of them. But before I delve into discussing those red flags in a relationship, I have to leave us with this famous quote from Dalai Lama. Don't mind my red cap, it's just my normal self. And Dalai Lama said, and I quote, "Compassion is the basis of courage and determination." And I add, it's one of the qualities we require because suffering cannot be overcome immediately. We have to be realistic. And I add again, we must seek out its causes and uproot them. And then he said, something we human beings can do because we have intelligence and self-confidence. Now let's come back to our main topic, and that is the red flags in a relationship. Remember I said these red flags, it may differ because not what happens to my own relationship may happen to your own relationship. So, but when you notice these things in your relationship, make haste while sunshine. Like I always say, we are always told to stay clear of people who exhibit red flags in relationship. But what common signs should we be looking out for? Should we always avoid people because they behave in such manner or this way or something like that? No. But there are things you should be focusing on. And then that doesn't mean when somebody is approaching you, you start looking out for these things. No. However, appearance matters a lot. But in the philosophical balance, appearance deceives. Sometimes something do not present itself the way it appears. So appearance sometimes could be vague and it doesn't actually tell the reality of what is happening. So it can mislead most times. And that is why you do not just have to pay attention to appearance, but monitor the movement and how the person acts or reacts to certain things. Whether you are dating a girl or a guy, a long-time boyfriend or girlfriend, that is relationship or marriage, or even in marriage, you may not be aware of these warning signs. Red flags like constant putting down can signal a kind of emotional abuse, which is relatively common. And these things can be found in marriage or long-time relationship. So now, I'm going to name or shortlist some of the red flags that when you notice them in your relationship, make haste while sunshine. And then when you notice it in your mind, it's not really that maybe you sort things out when you get there. No. Try to settle before getting there. Now, relationship red flags are warning signs that there may be unhealthy pattern or behavior between you and your partner. When I say red flags, doesn't mean I'm putting on red cap and something like that. No, these are warning signs that your relationship may be toxic or unhealthy along the run. So oftentimes, especially in new relationship, lust and love can cloud your judgment, can becloud you, making it difficult to pick up on red flags. Yes, because early beginning of relationships, some persons tend not to pay attention to this red flag. Of course, we can settle down or something like that. No, pay attention to these things so that you will live a happy life and have a healthy relationship. Now, these are the red flags in the relationship that when you notice them, pay attention to them and avoid them on time, that you wouldn't regret tomorrow. And number one is frequent lying. Like I said, I'm not going to explain anything like frequent lying. When you tell lie to your partner, someone you've not gone deep into relationship to, is it when you become a husband or a wife that you will not tell lie to your partner? So this is self-explanatory. Frequent lying. When you notice it, find a way to resolve it. And then don't say, oh, tomorrow we are going to resolve everything. So frequent lying is one of the red flags in a relationship. Second one, constant put downs. What do I mean by constant put downs? a partner frequently criticizing you or putting you down, even if it is in subtle or passive-aggressive way, can affect your self-esteem. Whenever you do something, you are being criticized. There is no time to say something good about you. So always saying something negative about you. Nothing positive comes from your partner about you. When you notice this in your relationship, just know that such relationship may not be healthy in the nearest future. Next one, third one, an unwillingness to compromise. Now, what do I mean by an unwillingness to compromise? If your partner isn't willing to compromise, even when it comes to the little things, you should proceed with caution. Now, if you are in a relationship with someone who seems to make everything one-sided, all about him or all about her, so you may end up over-compromising or feeling resentful, hurt, misunderstood, and unsatisfied. So how would you, at this stage, get into this relationship? When you notice this type of thing in your relationship, the best thing you need to do is to avoid such relationship. It may not be healthy for you in the future. Sometimes, because change is constant, it can be resolved, but some find it difficult to amend or change. Alright, the next one is a tendency to run away from difficult discussion. Now, what do I mean by this? A partner who lacks the emotional or behavioral skill needed to cope with problems and runs away from them instead can harm your relationship. If you cannot brave up to confront your problem in your relationship, how would you resolve little family problem? So if your partner, be a woman or a man, runs away from family problems that need to be resolved, like an issue that need to be resolved in your relationship, how sure are you that he or she is going to be brave enough to confront any problem or to bring out solution in that relationship? This is one of the red flags, and you should look out for these red flags in your relationship before you go deep, because it may affect your relationship in the future. Fifth one, controlling behavior and excessive jealousy. Now, look at this. What do I mean by controlling behavior? Remember last time we said something with regard to controlling your partner. If you have not watched that video, please go down to our YouTube channel, watch the video, and please don't forget to like, comment more, especially comment. When you comment on our post, you are encouraging me to do more. Comment, and then don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. What do I mean by controlling behavior or jealousy? Now, if your partner is very jealous, this may lead to controlling behavior. What do I mean by this? For example, they might feel jealous when you have a social life outside of your relationship. Or maybe sometimes someone visits you, maybe a girl, a boy visits you. This guy tends to think, oh, you're not seeing another man outside. Or this girl tends to, oh, you're not seeing another girl beside me. They tend to or attempt to control whatever thing you do, block your movement and everything. This may not be good for you in the nearest future. Sixth one is a lack of healthy, open communication. Look at, last time we discussed, we said, the only thing that keeps relationship going is good communication. You know why I said good communication? Because sometimes people say communication. There are communications that are not good. Some communications are boring and toxic. So that's why I said one of the things that keeps relationship going and makes relationship healthy and good enough is good communication. And when you don't notice or you don't have any good communication in your relationship, that relationship may not stand the test of time. So a partner who turns to passive aggressiveness, blaming or expressing emotions in an aggressive way is exhibiting ineffective communication. And then when you notice this, it's a red flag. Or maybe sometimes your partner don't even call you, don't even pay attention to you, to your communication. It's a red flag. When you notice this, find your way on time. Don't say we're going to resolve it tomorrow. Seventh one, they don't have any friends. Now look at this. If your partner doesn't have any friend of their own, they don't have any friend of their own, this can be a red flag for many reasons. Is it that they are an introvert, or they are just on their own, and you know no one is an island, and we are not gods. So you should have a friend. So now they may be unable or unwilling to create and maintain friendship with others. They don't have friends on their own. When you bring your friend to them, they may not have that behavior. They might not behave well around your friends because they don't have one. And it may be very difficult for them to settle down and relate very well with your friends. This is one of the red flags in a relationship. Because these persons, they are phlegmatic. Everything they keep it to themselves, they can be very dangerous. That is the reason why we should look critically. And that's why they say, some philosophers will say, look well before you leap to avoid making a dangerous leap. Last but not the least for me, there are many other red flags. But last but not the least for me is they don't show support for you or the relationship. Now, you are in a relationship and you seek for a little support, even if they don't have. But their words of encouragement, because I used to say it, support doesn't really mean giving out money. No. But sometimes in one culture, support means money. Support doesn't really mean giving money. Sometimes support can mean just words, like we used to say it. Words are very dangerous. The words you utter to your friends or to someone can kill. And then words can also repair. So when you say something good and reasonable to people, they can heal. The words can heal them. So when your partner, the person you call your partner, a guy or a girl, do not show any sign of support to you, either in words or in kinds or in deeds, when you notice this type of sign, it's a red flag. Don't think tomorrow the person is going to correct it. First impression matters a lot. Ludwig Freud, in his psychological book says, the way you present yourself will be the way you're going to be addressed. And he went on to say, the way you dress should be the way you will be addressed. So, when you notice these red flags in your relationship, find a way to settle it immediately. Because if you don't settle them immediately, it's going to affect you in your relationship. It's going to go deeper in your relationship, and then you will regret it. And that is why we record so many divorces around the world today, because some persons do not look sideways before they delve into relationship. It's good to look sideways before you delve into relationship to avoid saying, "Had I known," at last. Thank you very much, and then don't forget to like, comment, and share.